Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. In this video, it's Sunday morning and I've got a slight hangover from drinking a bit too much wine last night. So I thought I would show you my go-to method on those rare occurrences when I want to recover from a hangover. I don't usually drink that much, but last night I drank a little bit too much of an incredible wine. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check out that wine. And it's December, it's party season, so I'm sure a lot of us are overindulging. So I thought I would talk a little bit about tea and hangovers, tea and alcohol in general, and just get myself back on track for today. The tea that I have in front of me is new in stock. This is our Japanese Sencha. I'll quickly scope this tea. This is season from spring 2019. The cultivar is the Okumidori variety. The origin is Shizuoka in Japan. The picking, as with all green tea from Japan, is very young leaves, and the elevation is around 500 meters. And the reason why I've picked this tea is high levels of theanine. And the theanine is what really helps to get you over that hangover. So how does this actually work? Well, I'll put a link in the description below to an animal study that was done recently in Japan. It's just one animal study, so this is by no means definitive, but that study seems to show that theanine has an effect on the way that we metabolize alcohol and also has a hepatic protective function. In other words, it protects the liver from excessive injury due to excessive alcohol consumption, within reason, of course. It helps to reduce the suppression of glutathione. In other words, it increases glutathione levels, which is important for maintaining good liver function. It also seems to help to break down acetaldehyde. Now, acetaldehyde is the toxic byproduct of too much alcohol, and that is the primary compound which makes you feel not so good the next day. So drinking or supplementing with theanine helps to metabolize and break down that acetaldehyde into other less toxic compounds for you to excrete. So it helps to reduce that. Also, tea is an antioxidant, so it will have a protective effect against free radicals. Now, the free radical antioxidant theory is one which is still under discussion, and there's a lot of people which will argue for and against this theory, so I'm not going to get into that argument. But if you subscribe to the free radical antioxidant model, then theanine and drinking green tea in general will be very good for that. Also, tea is hydrating, and a lot of the effect of excessive alcohol intake and the hangover effect is dehydration. So making sure that you're drinking is a very good thing. So drinking tea like this or any other tea or water is going to be good in general. Also, the caffeine in tea will have a slightly stimulating effect. It will just help to brighten your energy, and the theanine itself stimulates alpha brainwave activity, significantly contributes to cognitive clarity, and also helps to enhance mood. So just the mood enhancing and energizing aspects of tea, which is rich in theanine, is also going to contribute to making you feel a bit better. So for all of those reasons, tea, and especially tea that is high in theanine, is good to drink after drinking alcohol, and you can also drink it while you're drinking alcohol. Now, there are a couple of caveats there, a couple of things to watch out for. The first is that theanine actually reduces your tolerance to alcohol. So you may find that you feel more drunk with less alcohol. Now, for some people that will be a good thing, for other people that will be a bad thing. Obviously that means that if you are looking to get that feel-good feeling, that drunken feel-good feeling from alcohol, then you will need less alcohol in order to have that if you are supplementing with theanine-rich teas or theanine supplements whilst you are drinking the alcohol. And of course the theanine will have all of those protective hepatic effects on your liver while you are processing the alcohol. So it's a good thing to do, to supplement with the theanine before or during your drinking session. Another caveat, another thing to be wary of, is that caffeine in tea or caffeine in any drink will give you a sort of false perception that you are awake or alert, but you are still technically going to be getting drunk. So it may feel that you are alert, but you have to be very, very careful that you are not fooling yourself, that you feel alert, but you're actually drunk, and therefore, you know, you may do irresponsible things. So be very, very careful. So there are a couple of caveats to that, but you can certainly, if you're doing it responsibly, you can certainly supplement with tea while you are drinking, and certainly, as is the case with me right now here, the next day. So I'm just going to heat up my Gyokuro here, and we're going to jump in to this Japanese green tea. So this is our new Okumidori Sencha from Shizuoka. I want to brew it with cool water. So I have 73-degree water here. And I'm going to allow it to steep for a fair amount of time. So lower temperature water is just going to attenuate any bitterness in the tea whilst extracting a nice, good, brothy hit of theanine. So when you are tasting green tea, if you are tasting that slightly savory, some people call it umami, brothy taste, then chances are that it's higher in theanine. So shade-grown green teas from Japan and green teas generally in Japan are sort of engineered towards having more of that savory umami note, which is why I tend to direct myself towards theanine-rich teas like Japanese green tea whenever I'm feeling like this. Also, GABA tea is great as well. I'll put a link in the description below, and you can see a video that we did about GABA tea. I think that generally I focus more on the Japanese green tea. That theanine makes me feel good. It improves my mood. And having done the research, I can now sort of, at least there's some scientifically backed hypotheses that would seem to show that theanine may help to actually break down the toxic chemicals which make you feel so bad the next day. As I said, I don't drink alcohol often, so it's not something that I have to deal with that often, but it is December. It's the party season. Lots of things going on, and the wine I tried yesterday was delicious. Let's taste this Okumidori Sencha. Great brothy umami moving to sweet and lemony and cherry. I'm getting sakura blossoms. Very cherry flowers. A little bit of that porridgey note. Look at the color of that. It's also a nice aesthetic when you're trying to wake up, when you're trying to cure yourself from a hangover. There's probably some placebo activity going on when you see such a vibrant green potion like this. Texture is soft, smooth, thick. Taste has a slightly porridgey, nutty, soft, warming note, sort of oatmeal porridge. Little peanuts going on, peanut, but like boiled peanuts. And then that moves through into cherry and very sweet lemon sweetness. With every sip, I'm feeling more rejuvenated. Take a look at these beautiful, vibrant leaves. Let's give them a smell. The savory note comes through. It's like, but it's got a slight cured, sort of like bacon porridge, cherry. Yeah, it's like the ultimate Sunday morning breakfast. Sort of a nice bowl of hot porridge, maybe with some cherry, stewed cherries in there, and some bacon just sort of sizzling very far away, but it's just there. A slight sort of bacon note to the smell. Nothing strong, don't let it put you off. But you know, just a little savory note going on. Lovely, soft, velvety. And I know that this is just gonna do the job. Hydrating, obviously, very important that you drink. Also, a very well-known tip while you're drinking alcohol is, you know, separate your drinks with a glass of water just to stay hydrated, and even better, have some tea in between your drinks. Obviously, being very careful, as I said, theanine has an effect of potentially making you feel drunk quicker, and the caffeine may have an effect of making you feel like you're more alert than you might be. So, obviously be careful. And it's so quick, it's so instant. It's like you feel this rewiring going on in your brain, and it's not the same thing as having an espresso sort of rewiring. That feels very extreme and a little bit jittery. This keeps everything calm. We're in that, we're encouraging alpha brainwave activity, which is that meditative but alert state of mind, which is great. And also the theanine is modulating dopamine inside me, so I'm going to get some more feel-good chemicals. But it was very interesting to read about the hepatic protective effects of theanine. Theanine is one of those incredible compounds, amino acids, that is pretty much exclusive in tea and in some medicinal mushrooms, and definitely one of the reasons why tea has been cultivated for so many thousands of years. Second infusion, getting a bit more minerality coming through, a little bit slaty, but it's still soft, thick, and luxurious, with that spring vegetable broth moving to a very distinct lemony but not citrusy, very, very sweet lemon in the mouth, just very aromatic. Oops, forgot to move my frog. This is second infusion. Now with senchas, there is variation on brewing instructions. I like to brew cooler maybe than your average instruction out there, and brew longer just to accentuate thickness and have more of a brothy taste. But you know, Japanese teas are extremely, probably the most sensitive to temperature out of all of the green teas. So play around. If you want something that's a bit more hard hitting, but maybe slightly thinner in texture, then go for slightly hotter and shorter infusions. And obviously modulate your temperature as you're going through infusion. So I'll tend to crank up the temperature slightly after second or third infusion. Oh, I'm feeling this already. Wow. A great tea to have in your cupboard. A good Japanese green tea is essential to have, I would say, for not just for your tea appreciation, but also as your go-to after a night of excessive imbibing. Okay, let's smell this empty gongdabe. As you can hear, a lot of shouting last night, a lot of loud conversation. Oh, sweet. Boiled candies. Again, black cherry. Very, very nice and sweet. Yeah. Black cherry or raspberry boiled sweets, boiled candies. Oh, I can't tell you this. Oh, just I can feel all of the effects of that theanine just starting to lift me, and just starting to make me feel a little bit like, yeah, lighter. You know how you can feel very sort of like you just want to pull over the blanket. And the last thing I really felt like doing today was switch on these bright lights and do this video. But I figured since I was gonna jump into this Japanese green tea, I would shoot it so that you could get a little bit of information about tea and hangovers. So give it a try yourself. Please do let me know your tea of choice if you are suffering a little bit from the night before. I would be very interested to find out. As I said, this is new in stock, Japanese Sencha. Really, really lovely balance on it. Very, very nice. Very, very nicely nuanced. You've got savory, you've got fresh, you've got flowery, and you've got sweet. So you've got a nice combination of flavors, all beautifully playing with each other in the cup. I'm gonna keep sipping on this. I'm sure that this is gonna set me off right, and I can enjoy the rest of my weekend. That's it, tea heads. Check out our other videos, taste our teas wherever you are in the world by browsing mayleaf.com, and come visit us if you're ever in London. Other than that, I'm Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags. Keep drinking the good stuff and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.